13-year-old Kilee King was no stranger to Lagoon Park. She had a season pass and went often with her friends. In fact, it was one of her favourite places to be. On June the 9th of 1989, a day trip to the park ended in disaster as Kilee and her friends boarded the iconic white roller coaster. On that fateful day, the routine thrill-seeking excursion took a harrowing turn, resulting in a devastating incident that would forever alter the lives of those who knew her and cast a somber shadow over Lagoon Park's storied history. In the aftermath, different theories flew around, but what exactly happened to Kilee whilst on the white roller coaster? Let's talk about it. This is the white roller coaster disaster, the infamous death of Kilee King. In the quiet town of Bountiful, on February the 27th, 1976, a girl named Kilee King was born to parents Susan Slinger and Wayne King. Bountiful, located in Utah, is nestled amidst the picturesque landscapes of the American West and is a charming and welcoming city known for its close-knit community and scenic beauty. Kilee was the youngest of their 3 children. She had an older brother and older sister. During her early teenage years, Kilee was like any typical 13-year-old. However, her dreams reached far beyond the small city of Bountiful, with aspirations to become a member of the Olympic gymnastics team, and she was well on track, being top of her gymnastics class by 1988. Kilee was liked by everyone she met, and was described by her friends and neighbours as vivacious, energetic, and a natural leader. She went out of her way to befriend and involve those who may have felt less popular or outgoing, and her bishop, Sherman Fuller, recalled a commitment to lifting others up, exemplifying the values of compassion and empathy. Outside of school, Kilee had a babysitting job and enjoyed spending time with her friends. As fate would have it, Kilee was a season pass holder at Lagoon Amusement Park in Farmington, a place she often visited with her friends. This was a place Kilee loved, but unfortunately, on June the 9th of 1989, Lagoon Park would become the setting of her untimely, tragic death. Lagoon Amusement Park is a popular theme park which today is located in Farmington, Utah, and it is one of the oldest operating amusement parks in the United States, first opening its doors in 1886. When first opened, Lagoon Park was situated alongside the eastern shore of the Great Salt Lake, offering visitors beautiful views of the surrounding area. It was originally established as a recreational area. It began with a bathing beach, picnic grounds, and a few rides. Over the years, after relocating to Farmington, Lagoon has expanded and evolved, adding new attractions, roller coasters, a water park, and live entertainment. Lagoon Amusement Park offers a wide variety of rides to cater to visitors of all ages. These rides include Colossus the Fire Dragon, a double looping roller coaster which opened in 1983, Cannibal, known for its steep drop and inversions, and perhaps the park's most famous ride, the Lagoon roller coaster, also known as the White Roller Coaster due to its white wooden structure. The White Roller Coaster first opened in 1921 and was designed by the famous roller coaster designer John A. Miller. Over the years, the roller coaster has had several renovations and updates to ensure its safety and reliability while preserving its classic wooden coaster charm. Most notably in 1953, the west side of the track had to be completely rebuilt after burning down in a fire. As riders board the coaster, they embark on a journey that begins with a slow climb up a traditional wooden lift hill. This provides riders with panoramic views of the park and its surroundings. Once at the summit, the coaster hurtles down a series of drops and hills, reaching a speed of up to 45 miles per hour. While the White Roller Coaster may not achieve the extreme speeds of modern coasters, it compensates with a charming and nostalgic ride experience that captures the essence of traditional amusement park roller coasters. It stands at an intimidating height of 60 feet, and riders are secured with a lap bar style restraint, designed to hold them securely in their seats throughout the ride. This safety restraint is coupled with the ride's height restriction of 117 centimeters or 46 inches. There are 2 trains with 12 cars and riders are arranged in rows of 2. Leading up to the disaster in 1989, the ride's safety record was pretty good considering how long it had been at the park, but there had been 2 deaths since opening in the early 1920s. The first occurred in 1934 and the second in 1946. At the time of the incident, Kilee was 13 years old. 5'3" and weighed 71 pounds. She, along with her friends, had a season pass for the park and had visited numerous times before. That day, on the 9th of June 1989, was no different. The children arrived at the park in the morning and were having an enjoyable day as per usual. At around 5:45 PM, the girls boarded the white roller coaster, with Kilee and her friends sitting in the front row. The ride set off and was heading towards the curve on its second hill. At this point, Kilee pushed herself up against the safety bar and put her hands over her head. This was in an attempt to lift herself from the seat during the downward plunge. However, the momentum of her forward and upward motion caused her to slip from under the safety bar, resulting in a tragic fall from a height of 35 feet to the ground. Kilee was killed on impact. According to an article written a few days after her death, witnesses said that the girl stood up from beneath the locked restraining bar, lost her balance, and fell to the grassy area beneath the coaster. During the fall, Kilee broke her neck and back. Obviously, her friends were terrified and were screaming for help. They were then all evacuated from the ride and it was closed down. An investigation was then launched. Director of Lagoon Marketing Dick Andrew released a statement shortly after saying, "The ride did not malfunction, the lap bar remained closed and no other passengers were involved, but people weren't convinced and they wanted answers into how such a devastating disaster could possibly occur." After the incident, investigators spent 6 hours investigating the coaster's cars to see if there were any mechanical issues. They couldn't find any. They also initiated interviews with witnesses and spoke to park staff, and 20 days later, they had their verdict. The detective in charge, Sergeant Jeff Jacobson, said, "In effect, it was a quirk of physics, combined with what the girl did and her height and weight. My investigation shows that Kilee had ridden the coaster many times and discovered that this action, the lifting of the hands and straightening of the legs, caused her rump to leave the seat as the car started its sharp downwards turn. Always in the past, the restraining bar had caught her across the thighs and held her in the car, but this time, as the car reached the apex of the turn, the bar didn't catch her and she went forward. That's where this quirk of physics comes in. Kilee was still going up and forward when the car changed direction, and in this one case, because of her physical size, her actions, and just the timing of it, the bar didn't restrain her. The car literally fell from under her." Andrew, the director of Lagoon, agreed with the detective. He said, "I don't disagree it was a fluke of physics. I feel based on the briefing I had, that she had her feet on the floor and straightened her legs, pushing up and bracing herself against the back of the seat to maximize the lift, trying to draw some air as they call it." Meanwhile, during the investigation, Kilee's mother Susan led a negligence lawsuit against the amusement park, claiming that the roller coaster's design and safety restraints were dangerous and led to her daughter's tragic fall. Unfortunately, the details of the lawsuit were never disclosed, but I imagine due to the detectives' contrasting evidence, they probably didn't win. The death of Kilee shocked her community, who were all deeply saddened by the tragedy. Jeremy Christopherson, who was in Kilee's class, said, "Next year in 8th grade I will think about her a lot, and that she is gone. We spent a lot of time together. I used to go to Lagoon a lot with her. We went to a restaurant as presidency. She was always laughing and smiling. I still don't understand what happened on the roller coaster." Kilee was laid to rest in Bountiful Memorial Park. After the investigation, the white roller coaster was reopened with added safety restraints. It remains open to this day and has had no further incidents. Let me know what you think about this case in the comments below. This is not an AI channel, I do all of this myself, the research, writing, editing, thumbnails, etc. and I upload every Thursday. So if you enjoy my work, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.